8pen die 300 pendi. Or 6. What's the right choice to make? Mr. Kamill, we have really little space today. Our studio is filled with Millennium Falcons. And indeed.
I know you're losing weight.
Yeah, but you can't see it yet. We'll only see in the coming months how it really looks great. But really looks great are these cuties here in front of us. What was that?
I would say our tier list, Max.
We've released our exciting Millennium Falcon tier list.
You guys should check out the video here.
Exactly. And we talked about a few QS things. And how did we manage to set them up here? What do we have here, Kamill?
We have a MouldKing 12688. Millennium Falcon here.
No Millennium, I think. There are no Falcons.
No Millennium. Used to be just Millennium. Now it's called No Millennium. Then we have a 75 1.92 from LEGO. Possibly. Max, what is that? This little one here?
Oh, that's the size Millennium Falcon? I need to quickly look up the number. Quickly look it up. Rebricker.com. If you find any of these sets interesting, head over to rebricker.com, where you'll find the best deals for all these sets. We have the 75, 305, and 70. That's the little Millennium Falcon up front.
And then we have a unicorn. That's 4-in-1 unicorn.
I think it's 4-in-1 how many things there are. This is the 31,140, built from the Millennium Falcon. But it's not really about the two little ones. We're comparing the big Millennium Falcon, as built by LEGO, with the one from MouldKing to MouldKing. It's a stolen smog, so we have illegality on the table here. That's unbelievable.
The official creator, known as Marshall Banana.
Good name.
Instagram link. You can also get the official building instructions, or that mock. And MouldKing tried to copy it. What does tried mean? They copied it and thought they would optimize his mock, which they didn't do at all in the official version. For example, there's this stand here in the middle, as you can see. The cool thing is it's removable.
It's not removable here.
No, it's firmly built into the body here. And the best part about it was, of course, when you build it, have this wobbly foot right from the start. That means you can't set it down anywhere. You immediately have this. This lets you have 6 of these, struts sticking out, and they're in your way the whole time. I think one of the first building steps is actually to build this foot, which is reinforced at the bottom with lead weights or steel weights. You've never noticed that, have you? I'll just take a foot, that's really important. The others aren't that important. Okay, I'll hold it.
Touch it. Weighted blocks. I understand.
Exactly, you can do that. I saw it in some YouTube video where someone had already opened it. You can open it there, right? And there are metal weights inside. And you have the same thing here in the foot, that you have the weight, but there are these annoying stumps, for example. And I find them so ugly. Honestly, I find them so ugly.
They're not even on the product pictures.
No, you don't need them. The official model either. The foot is designed in such a way that it's enough for stabilization. It still wobbles a lot, even on the real mock. What the inventor of the mock also did differently is that there's a second interchangeable foot that brings everything to the same position as our mock stand. So the stand that lifts this Millennium from LEGO up is also an additional mock. It's not an official thing, but you can angle it just like that one. What would happen if we did that with this, Max? It's not an official thing, but you can angle it just like that one. What would happen if we did that with this, Max?
Unfortunately, it would fall apart into thousands of pieces. It had about parts, this Millennium Falcon, I think it's around 8,000 parts.
Can you say exactly if I wasn't overloaded? So this one has parts. The stand alone has 308 and 80.
Okay.
And this one is the 75 41 pieces.
Okay. And listen, you're hiding behind him.
I'm too scared to do it anymore.
It is actually only with a full camping tent.
That's 8.8 kilos. Lego bricks here.
Excuse me. On building blocks here, Lego is not the same as building blocks. Lego is not a generic term. Thank you, dear lawyers, for that. We know that, and we don't need a letter for it. Thank you. These are building blocks.
Lubric says another word, the building blocks.
They still take it like this.
What is the correct term? Write it in the comments so we know how we should articulate ourselves here.
I say building blocks because I think it's great. It's such a great word. Just briefly in German, great language.
But where we have essential building blocks, short word.
Okay. since we're talking about the parts. So we really looked into what happens when you set it up. The thing falls apart into all its individual parts. This is just laid on top of 2001. We have all these individual pizza slices here, and we can take them out, and then we see nothing is fixed.
Look how sexy it already looks in there.
I have to say, that's really sexy.
And the official mock says, or has done it in such a way that it's not just laid on top, but there are also a few studs. That means these main panels here are being held, it's being pushed down by the other one. Here, nothing at all. And that's why everything would just fall apart as soon as you try to lift it up. And you can see it with Lego too. Even with Lego, they're just like, I'm scared. Put in...
I don't remember when or where.
Maybe we can do that later. Ah, there. I'll open one. Did you know that this is the scene where Han Solo and Leia almost kissed?
Or is it the scene where Luke Skywalker and Leia actually kissed?
Did you know that this is the scene? You see those holes where Rey was hiding?
I'm afraid that we'll bring different sets, the individual covers.
The good thing is, the Lego studs are on there. Now we know exactly what's this.
We might find out in the video. There's a dark secret here. Write it in the comments if you think you've figured out what Carm's dark secret is. A camel built that. I also built one like that in my youthful naivety. A dear friend of the channel actually built that for us. We made it available to him. We actually don't have time. It shouldn't actually be that quick to set up. How long did it take him, Max? 40 hours. So he means a whole work week has gone into this. But basically it's fun. But it's super exhausting. Especially with the stand and then everything tipping back like this. It shouldn't be that great.
When building, it's really the case that you just have weight issues. The thing keeps shifting all the time. I think he propped it up with some books so he could keep building. What he didn't like at all was back part where these X blocks are built. They're just lined up next to each other and then taken and...
Yeah, a lot of illegal building techniques. The interior walls also seem a bit spooky and very fragile. So for the transport of that, what Igor took on and transported back. Not so easy at all.
But he brought it all the way here.
He brought it all the way here. Almost none of it fell off. And who do we now? Yeah, that fell off.
I think I saw somewhere that this is somehow attached here.
Don't break it.
I won't break it.
But what we can see here is where it's open. We really have detailed interiors here. We don't have that in Lego.
That's not true. Not in that version. Here we have the, what's it called? Hyperspace drive. No, wrong franchise.
Or is that the warp drive? That's the warp drive, folks. Star Trek, right?
I don't even want to hide that.
Yeah. What Aris does really well is that you can hide drinks here because it's really big.
You always have to whistle when you talk here.
Why?
It was always like that when my mom was cooking. Whenever she was in the kitchen, she had to whistle. You always heard how she was trying things out. And when it said, okay, we have to whistle here now.
But to the set. So as I said, a lot of pieces takes a long time to build. Not an easy setup. It's thing 2001. It looks amazing when it's standing there.
But don't touch it, please.
But don't touch it. Ideally, put it in a display case. My idea back then, before I got really deep into this brick business, was to put Millennium Falcons in a glass display case, which would then be my dining table.
And why didn't you do that?
Because glass is damn expensive. And I didn't set it up there.
A little more beeping. A little beeping because you said shit.
We're not beeping anything here. Not family friendly here. We're all grown up. I see the analytics now, all 30 or 40. I didn't even notice. As long as I'm not, I think everything is okay. I would beep that now. Ouch. Where are we going with this? Speaking of, Speaking of what? Up and book. I'm sorry. Today we need to cut it, how it looks. We have quite a few stickers here. 26 pieces or so that you mean, and 2 prints, which are arranged quite strategically. So here in the middle, we have a lot of great details, and also in the cockpit at the front.
I'm still tearing things off.
I can already see that in front of the cockpit, we really have 2001 great details that look pretty good.
Here you have 4 seats instead of 2, so 4 cockpits instead of 2.
We're slowly disassembling all the models here. I can't even see it anymore. The build is supposed to be really fun because nothing repeats itself. We'll probably see that too. But aside from the fact that the thing isn't stable from the first construction debris and is annoying to build, when you have to dock a decaying part, it's really always something new, something different. And also building techniques that you don't see with LEGO because they're illegal, but also because they're super exciting. And the details inside are really gigantic. You can tell by the number of positions. So with the bricks, you know exactly where each one goes, because every single stud here is really packed with details, if that's what it's supposed to be.
1841 construction steps are divided into 4 and 30 building sections.
Okay, that's pretty quite a lot, but many bags, many spare parts. Did Igor also say that we don't know if he wants to be mentioned here? Serves him right, now he's been mentioned. Really, there are a lot of individual pieces in the bags, and he was missing one. He probably means just one, that one there.
No, I saw that on the box before, but there are just a lot of tiles packed in there, and they are packed in a sorted manner. So, if you need some tiles, you can just get the set. You'll have some tiles left over. $3.99 on Rebricker right now.
Okay, but there are, look at me. Every now and then it goes on sale. But as of today, it's $399. Yes, it is a lot of money, but you also get a lot of building blocks. The question is, where do you put it? Because you can only store it flat, like we mentioned earlier, and then it takes up a ton of space.
Just look at the width of that thing. That's 58 centimeters. So, to fit that into a shelf, a standard shelf doesn't have 60 centimeters of depth. So, you're really struggling to find a clean way to set that up somewhere. Especially since you need those ugly stand feet, which would honestly bother me. And with the LEGO thing, it's the same. Except that the LEGO usually stands on those 6 feet. But with this one, it doesn't have any feet. It just stands on that weird stand with those 4 additional columns. And with the LEGO thing, it's the same, except that the LEGO usually stands on those 6 feet. And with this one, it doesn't have any feet. It just stands on that weird stand with those 4 additional columns. And with this one, it doesn't stand on any feet. It just always stands on that weird stand with those 4 additional columns. 2001. Don't let any cat come near it. Because I don't know, you might have seen it earlier. If I take one of the columns away again, Max likes it when I do that. But I really won't. Do you see what's happening here?
Yeah, let's just leave it. Apparently, if you take them all away, at least according to Mark, it stands. I think MouldKing knows why they included that. They really made a lot of things worse. 2001.
That's right, exactly. So as I said, if you're really interested in building this, get from a dealer who has an agreement with Mocha. For example, Bluebricks, we still don't have an affiliate link, Bluebricks. We mention you so often that it would finally be profitable for both of us to get that link. On the other hand, if you buy it somewhere else, just get the instructions from that, from the Mocha. As I said, the Instagram link to the Mocha is down in the description, where you can get the official building instructions for it. Does Bricklink have it too? No, not at all. Okay. And it would be reprehensible, what you mean. Yes, thank you. That's what I meant. It's not to be found there. I also specifically looked, and it wasn't there. But as I said, it's on his Instagram page. He has also made a few other nice mocks. But for him, it was really about this attention to detail to replicate everything in the inner areas, the corridors, hue, sand. And I believe that in his mock, he even included those, the mess back there and stuff like that. There were also hoses and cords hidden in his official mock. And back here, he's already prepared that specifically. Do you see that? The gap back there is for the light. You can really just slide an LED strip in there, and then you can also light it up from the back. So he really went into the build with the idea that you can get it nicely lit up. 2001.
Yes, that's quite predisplaced. So that's for putting it against the wall. Put it against the wall. Excuse me.
Yes, putting it against the wall doesn't work, because then you can't hang it on the wall. So put it against the wall, but you need like 2 square meters of your life.
Yeah, not quite, but it's not suitable for the apartment. I don't know where we want to put it. This is going to be really exciting.
Does anyone want to have a Lego set?
It's not a Lego set, it's a walking set. It's made of Clemmer stones. Please, Lego, don't sue us. Do we have anything specific for this set? Because otherwise I would say, let's go over to the other one and take a closer look at it. And maybe let's put everything on here, because I think it looks a bit messy here. So Max, we've made some slight changes. Yeah, it's really not easy with these smabbards, with these Millennium Falcons that are falling apart.
but I don't have any breath left now. I need to sit down again for a moment. They're pretty broken now.
So let's talk about it because it's really nice to see. The other one was from above. And why is your Millennium Falcon so nicely displayed here, Kamill?
Because we bought a mock stand here, or I bought it afterwards, where we then built it in the back. We can give it a try. Let's do some magic. Wow. Now you can really see the stand, how it all is. That means we still have 3 feet there, I think. And then in the middle, there will actually be 2 more feet. And here is this stand. Now, you can see it's a complete technical framework. Also great for transporting it with that. So Max was sitting in the car today and was just holding it onto the stand. And he cried at every turn.
Holy moly. Every turn, every pothole, everything, every gear shift is just pure horror. Because the thing is so big that it keeps hitting against something in the car.
So you can set it up nicely. The advantage is that it now takes up quite a bit less space, right? So you don't have to lay it flat anymore. You can now put it on a shelf. I mean, we're now in the assembled state, maybe our 20 to 30 centimeter, I would say. So that means it would fit into a normal official shelf.
Yeah, we should if the height isn't an issue.
Yeah, you just have to pull out a few levels or something. But for me, it's that it stands above the fridge in the kitchen.
16 centimeter high, 60, something like that.
I specifically pulled out a shelf board here so we can hang it there. So we can hang it up. No German hat today. Thank you very much. So we could set it up separately because I also wanted to keep it out of sight. What does view mean? I didn't want it in sight, but I wanted it out of the way. And it's just a huge thing. And that's why this stand is also here because, I mean, in the flat state, I don't have a place where I can lay it flat. It's a beautiful building experience. I still remember when I set it up for Christmas that there are so many different assets in it, different building techniques, different things to discover. It was just really a lot of fun. But then in the end, you have this huge thing.
Yeah, where are you going to put it? I also built one like that for Christmas, a similar one. You know, the partner is quite affordable and it was really fun to build. And it's still half disassembled at my parents' place in the basement because there just isn't enough space in the apartment to set something like that up. I also got a stand for the back. You know, the partner is quite affordable and it was really fun to build. And it's still half disassembled at my parents' place in the basement because there just isn't enough space in the apartment to set something like that up. I also got a stand for the back.
But not set up?
Yes.
But I didn't put it on.
No, something didn't fit there. I don't know if I built it into the LM Falcon or in the stand. And then I moved and I didn't have any more space. And then I thought to myself, I'll take it apart again. And so it's currently there.
Max changes his clothes at least once a week.
At least, yeah.
And then he took it apart. And he does that every week, every time.
I know someone who wears it in every video. Can I have a turn?
Has something new.
I know. And let's go back to the farming experience with this one. So really, he has a lot of fun building. He looks a bit like he's falling apart here and there, but not nearly as extreme. 2001 video from MouldKing.
Well, I would say the plates are more interlocked here, so that doesn't happen. But also there, as you saw, we've already taken down 2 plates. We can take it apart a bit more if we dare. I think, if I saw it correctly, the interior can be removed, where the cannon is. Hey, do you know the scene? There. I said, I didn't understand that. Can you repeat that?
No, you can see they're more interlocked, but it looks uglier. Kamill, compared to the blue brick, so to the MouldKing set, does it look ugly or not ugly? Yeah, pretty much. Look here, colors, no interior. So really only in very specific places.
I don't want to take it apart anymore. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. Unless you say we should take something else apart.
No, let's just keep it in this half-built state. So always say 2001. Now it almost looks like it ended up somewhere in a ship graveyard.
You can also see beautiful, colorful, very colorful again.
Yeah, it is.
And if you compare it now, it actually has the potential, really build an interior in there. Well, there's enough space, but LEGO is just cutting back on that. And I thought that was way cooler about the other one because it just has a lot more details. Sure, it has over 400 more pieces now. Yeah, but these details where you recognize your scenes from the movies, you really get to experience it. It's just a bit more, but it's more stable for that. Well, I'm not that scared of this one. Especially after we transported it again today, I thought, wow, scared. Then you had it nicely on the stand, and yeah, nothing fell off. So nothing fell off, that it drove more like the Titanic. Which Titanic?
I don't know. It will take some time, but maybe there will be a follow-up to an existing video series we have. We've already done 2 on the topic. Just wait and see. Max, would you rebuild that? I would rebuild it right away. But I don't want to afford to build that. The thing is, since I didn't have the original LEGO, wouldn't want to build much original Lego. An 850, wow. A bit cheaper in price comparison. I think it's reduced by about 18% or so. It changes daily. That's already such a significant amount of money that I can even understand if people don't get the original in the first place. Today it's $678 on Rebricker.com. That sounds a lot less than $850, but it's still massive.
With the $678, it's not that far from the $399, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
But we also know that the $399 isn't set in stone and that it can go quite a bit cheaper.
Yeah, how much does it cost on AliExpress if you were to look it up? How much does that cost?
So a Lego fake, is that what it looks like?
I don't know. I think it costs around $250 or so. So it's quite a bit cheaper. And the real question is this thing here worth $850, almost $700, or not? And to be honest, that's only for collectors. So if I buy it for that price, I won't unpack it. But then you can't have the cool building experience.
On the other hand, I would only build it once. Well, I wouldn't feel like taking it apart and building it again. I wouldn't get anything out of it now.
Yeah, but it was always something different. That was the great thing about it. It was every building section was something different to build. Here's a bit of snot, here a bit of small parts, and here a bit of technique inside. That was the issue with the other one too. First of all, a lot of technique and different building techniques. So you can see, no one has any idea what they're doing right now. That's good. It's going to be incredibly difficult to edit this video, come up with something consistent. Now a question for you. Would an original Lego for $1850 be something for you? The MouldKing that we introduced? Or do you say, that price I'd rather get a China fake?
Or how about this little one here that we looked at recently?
So me.
$50.
I'm totally for the little one. I already said that when we introduced it. That's awesome.
That's genius. So, for my fan loyalty, or rather for my Star Wars obsession, I think it's so cool that I could even put it on my desk. And I get something out of it when I put them on my desk.
Can you work for a bit?
Yeah, it's something, it has its charm.
Done. Back to the desk.
Christmas break.
Goodbye. I also hope that we'll see each other again soon. Write in the comments if you've discovered Kamill's dark secret. Check out our other videos. Check out our price comparison. Get the best prices, not just for LEGO Star Wars or MouldKing, but for all kinds of brick sets.
Subscribe to our channel, Usant. Don't forget the bell and come back because we have more videos for you.
Until next time.
Bye.